Welcome NFL fans, you're locked in for a trip through gridiron history, one classic at a time. Today we're going to Three Rivers Stadium, November 5th, 1972, for a game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams were 5-2. It was 44 degrees, the Steelers were favored by 2, and there were 50,350 in the stands. Since the merger, the Steelers and the Bengals had met 5 times, with the Steelers winning 3 of them. Paul Brown was the coach for Cincinnati, and he had been since they made their debut in 1968. In his prior role as the founder, namesake, and head coach of the Cleveland Browns, he had amassed a 158-48-8 record. He was actively a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame prior to taking this position. Since joining the Bengals, he had guided them to a 24-38-1 record. Brown had 7 league championships to his credit, including 3 in the NFL. In this season, to this point at least, Brown was blessed with the number 1 defense in the AFC. Opposing Brown was Steelers head coach Chuck Noll, who couldn't at the time know that one day he would follow Brown into the Hall of Fame. Noll had guided Pittsburgh to a 17-32 record, but the Steelers had improved their winning percentage in each season under him. In fact, Noll wouldn't suffer a losing campaign until 1985. Unlike Brown, all of his championships were in his future. Ken Anderson was in his second season with the Bengals and his first season as the main starter. This game was his 12th career start. Anderson had a 72.9 passer rating and 9 touchdowns against 8 interceptions. Hall of Fame quarterback Terry Bradshaw was also just getting started. Now in his 3rd season, he was starting in his 29th career game. He had a 50.2 rating and 24 scores against 52 interceptions. By the time he retired, he did have more touchdowns than he had picks. Other Hall of Famers in the game were plentiful. Aside from Bradshaw and the 2 coaches, the Steelers had running back Franco Harris, defensive tackle Mean Joe Green, linebacker Jack Ham, and cornerback Mel Blount. The Bengals were so represented by cornerback Ken Riley and wide receiver Charlie Joyner. The following is a production of NFL Films. Enjoy.
2 teams that had their problems last season have emerged from the woods this season to battle for their division title. Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh was the site of the Steelers-Bengals clash to determine a division leader as both teams showed up 5-2. Earlier this season, Cincinnati beat the Steelers 15-10, but they've been looking over their shoulders ever since. The character of the game was determined from the outset. On Cincinnati's first play from scrimmage, Ken Anderson and Doug Dressler slopped up a handoff, and Dwight White recovered on the Bengals 7. In a critical game for both teams, Pittsburgh got the first break and cashed in on the very next play, Johnny Fuqua doing the cashing. Too often in the past, the Steeler defense had created breaks that went unfulfilled by an inconsistent offense. But this season, the Steelers are a complete team. And now, when the defense holdeth, the offense moveth the ball. Later in the first period, Glenn Edwards returned 54 yards to set up a field goal. Leading 10-0, the defense held again, and Steeler quarterback Terry Bradshaw went after more. Frank Lewis's great catch was out of bounds, and another field goal resulted. On their next drive, the Steelers would go all the way. Number 1 draft pick Franco Harris accounted for 56 yards of a 4-play, 84-yard drive. The last 28 were garnered when Bradshaw spotted Lewis again, this time safely in bounds. By halftime, the Steeler lead ballooned to 26-0 when Bradshaw threw his second touchdown pass to tight end Larry Brown, ridiculously wide open in the middle of the Bengals secondary. Only once in the first half did Cincinnati threaten. Late in the half, Anderson passes began to move the Bengals. With a first down on the 9, Anderson spotted Essex Johnson, number 19. Unfortunately, he failed to notice Steeler middle linebacker Henry Davis. The Steelers lead the NFL in interceptions this season, an improvement in the one area that has long haunted them. Trailing by 26 at the half, the Bengals needed a drastic change. So for the second half, Paul Brown inserted Virgil Carter, number 11, at quarterback. And Carter found success using play action and rollout passes. Carter finally spotted Chip Myers, number 25, to set up one score, and later hit him for a touchdown. But Cincinnati's 14 third-quarter points were quickly negated by the Steeler offense. Bradshaw's third touchdown pass and Lewis's second scoring catch put the Steelers out of Bengal reach, and in the fourth quarter, the Steelers ran away and hid. A 31-yard burst by Harris set up his short touchdown plunge as the Steelers ran up 40 points. Harris rushed for 101 yards, the third time in 4 weeks that the big rookie runner has hit the century mark. Trailing 40-17, Carter's only recourse was to throw, and the Steelers, aware of his plight, stormed in. Having thoroughly bounced their closest pursuers, the Steelers are indeed looking like the team to beat in the AFC Central Division. Only one team in all of the NFL has scored more points than the Steelers, while only 4 teams have given up fewer points. This great blend of defense and offense has everyone in Pittsburgh smiling as the Steelers near their first division title ever.
Later, Coach Knoll admitted it was the most meaningful victory he had enjoyed in his 4 seasons in Pittsburgh. He would enjoy more meaningful victories soon after this. Bradshaw earned a 122.9 rating in this game to bring his lifetime rating up 2 points to 52.3. He completed 20 of 30 passes for 190 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. His number 1 target of the day was Frank Lewis, who pulled down 3 passes for 87 yards and 2 scores. Harris gained 101 yards on 15 carries, scoring a touchdown in his 3rd career 100-yard game. John Fuqua ran for 80 yards on 13 carries, also scoring on the ground. Anderson completed 5 of 12 passes for 74 yards and 1 interception, before Brown replaced him with veteran Virgil Carter. The 5th-year man completed 12 of 16 for 156 yards and a touchdown for a 126.0 rating. He also rushed for a touchdown. Doug Dressler led the Bengals with 16 rushes for 89 yards, and he also led them in receiving with 6 catches for 80 yards. By the end of the season, the Bengals were 3rd in the AFC Central at 8-6. The Steelers had amassed an 11-3 record, their best mark in history, along with a division title and a first-round playoff date with the Oakland Raiders. The Steelers defeated the Silver and Black 13-7, then became the Miami Dolphins' 16th straight victim in the AFC Championship 21-17. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. I'm not stopping until I run out of games, and it doesn't matter to me if nobody watches. I'll still be doing it. That being said, I'm glad you're here. That's it for now. Until next time, keep the laces out, keep the history alive, and I'll see you on the next kickoff. Bye.